So y'all thought being a small-town mayor was all about kissing babies and cutting ribbons? Well, Tiffany Henyard is here to prove you wrong. This lady's got the whole town of Dalton talking, and not in a wow, our streets are so clean kind of way. We're talking FBI investigations, lavish spending, and more drama than a telenovela marathon. Let's break it down, shall we? Tiffany's not just the mayor of Dalton. Oh no, she's also running things over in Thornton Township. That's right, your girl's got 2 big titles and 1 even bigger paycheck. We're talking over $200,000 a year, y'all. That's more than some folks in Dalton see in 5 years. No wonder people are giving her the side eye. Now, before Tiffany took the mayor's seat in 2021, Dalton was all about those cute community events. You know, festivals, parades, the whole small-town charm thing. But since Tiffany stepped in, it's been all Tiffany, all the time, and not everybody's loving this new spotlight. People started side-eyeing Tiffany's leadership style pretty early on. They're calling her sneaky, especially after she set up her own breast cancer charity. Sounds nice, right? Well, it would be if it wasn't using taxpayer money to do it. That's right, y'all. Tiffany's idea of charity is using other people's cash. But is there something wrong with that? Doesn't it take cash for a charity to run? Well, there's definitely more to this story. While Tiffany's out here playing double duty, Dalton's got some serious money issues. We're talking more than a $2 million deficit, y'all. That's a whole lot of zeros that just aren't adding up. So what's Tiffany got to say about all this? She's sticking to her guns, saying that both her jobs are legit and necessary. But with all this heat coming her way, you gotta wonder if she's really serving the people or just serving herself. Now, this tea was just local gossip at first, but hold on to your wigs because the feds are in town. That's right, the FBI is digging up dirt faster than a dog in a flower bed, trying to bury Tiffany's career. But why is the FBI so interested in this small-town mayor? Turns out it's not just the locals giving Tiffany the side-eye. The FBI's been sniffing around, talking to folks left and right, trying to figure out if Tiffany's been dipping her hand in the cookie jar, if you know what I mean. They're all over Tiffany's business affairs, asking questions about how she's been spending the town's money. And let me tell you, they're not just making friendly conversation. But Tiffany? Oh, she's ready for it. She said bring all the smoke because she's not backing down. She's out here saying it's all a big misunderstanding. But y'all, the FBI doesn't just show up for nothing. They've gone high-tech on Tiffany, using some fancy electronic surveillance to keep tabs on her spending. Sounds like something out of a spy movie, right? But this isn't Hollywood, this is real life, and Tiffany is the star of this drama. And it's not just about the money either. The FBI is looking into Tiffany's charity, her political fund, and even her own business. They're leaving no stone unturned, trying to figure out if there's more to Tiffany's financial dealings than meets the eye. But y'all, it gets even juicier. Remember Tiffany's right-hand man, Keith Freeman? Well, he's in hot water too. He's been charged with bankruptcy fraud and is spilling the tea to investigators. Now, Tiffany's trying to play it cool, saying all this security she's got is because people have been making threats against her.
What is your security detail?
So we have about 45 officers in our village. My security is warranted due to the fact of threats and things of that nature, but what people not stating is it's in our CBA. That's our collective bargaining agreement. That's our union contract. So it come with the seat. That's what people not saying. I didn't make this up. I didn't just create this and say, I want security.
How many officers is it?
How many officers is what?
On security detail.
I'm not gonna say how many due to the threats on my life. So,
but if it's in your CBA.
It is in my CBA. I'm not doing anything wrong. I even went to court due to the fact of people suing me saying I cannot have a security detail. And I won. The judge said I can't have a security detail because it's already in a CBA.
Y'all, is that really what you need some protection from, or is there more to this story? It's not just Tiffany feeling the heat either. The FBI has been chatting with business owners and ex-employees too. Some of them are saying Tiffany's been playing dirty, going after folks who don't support her with their wallets or their votes. Now, Tiffany claims innocence, but her credit card statements tell a different story. So how does a small-town mayor justify first-class flights and luxury hotels when her city's in the red? It looks like your girl Tiffany's been living it up. Picture this. While Dalton's struggling with a $2 million deficit, Tiffany's out here living like a queen. We're talking fancy hotel stays, expensive dinners, and first-class flights. It's like she's on a never-ending vacation. But guess who's paying for it? The taxpayers. Now, y'all might be thinking, maybe it's just a few perks here and there. I mean, she is the mayor. But she's not the president, y'all, and it's way more than that. We're talking thousands of dollars spent on hotel rooms and meals charged to township credit cards. And it's not just a one-time thing. This has been going on for a while. But y'all, it gets even juicier. Tiffany's not just using these credit cards for official trips. No, it looks like she's been accused of using them for personal expenses too. It's like she's got an all-access pass to the town's wallet, and she's not afraid to use it. Let's talk about these billboards popping up all over town. You'd think they'd be promoting Dalton or some local events, right? No, they're all about Tiffany. Her face is plastered all over the town, and guess who's paying for it? Yeah, the taxpayers. And get this, it's not even legal. State law says you can't use public funds to promote yourself like that. But Tiffany, let them tell it, she doesn't even care.
What they say, like for instance, City of New Orleans has a policy that city officials don't fly first class.
Okay.
Do you have that?
We do not.
Do you believe you should have a policy? Because again, the critics are that you're flying first class, that you're staying in four-season hotels, high-dollar hotels, having what they call extravagant dinners, and those are your critics. Are you as a city official, in order to make sure that you'll be on reproach, looking at establishing a city policy in terms of how money is spent when traveling?
This is the way I feel about it. People will talk about anybody because they're not doing the work. They only talk about the people that's at the top, the ones that are doing the work.
Y'all, has Tiffany forgotten that she's supposed to be serving the people and not herself? While folks in Dalton are struggling to make ends meet, she's out here living like a celebrity. These first-class flights, high-end hotels, fancy dinners, and billboards popping up with her face everywhere, it's a far cry from the everyday reality of the people she's supposed to be representing. And you know what's really got people talking? It's not just about the money she's spending. It's about what she's not doing. Dalton has some real problems that need fixing, but instead of focusing on that, it looks like Tiffany is more concerned with her own image and comfort. Y'all, I'm all for giving people the benefit of the doubt, but when you're wrong, and when you're right, you're right. We just need some more evidence to show if Tiffany is actually in the right, because some folks are saying that Tiffany's lost touch with reality. They're wondering how she can justify all this spending when the town's finances are in such bad shape. It's like she's living in a different world where money grows on trees and there's no such thing as a budget. But Tiffany is still not backing down. She's sticking to her guns, saying that everything she's done is above board. But with the FBI sniffing around and all these allegations flying, you've got to wonder, will it prove that she's as innocent as she claims? People are starting to connect the dots between Tiffany's spending and Dalton's money troubles, and they're asking tough questions about where the town's money is really going. Is it being used to fix the roads and fund schools, or is it financing billboards and this jet-setting lifestyle? And remember that breast cancer charity that she set up? Turns out that's using taxpayer money too. It's got folks wondering, is Tiffany really trying to help people, or is she just trying to make herself look good? Now, like I said, Tiffany's got her dukes up. She's fighting back, and she's got some explanations for all this mess. Ever heard of a mayor needing 24/7 bodyguards? Well, Tiffany says she does. You won't believe why. Tiffany Henyard is hitting hard at all these accusations. She's saying she's innocent and that this whole thing is just one big setup. She's claiming that she's the victim in all this drama. Now, I've heard of the government framing people, but let's hear her out. Let's talk about that security detail that's got everybody talking. Tiffany's saying it's not just for show. No, she's claiming her life is in danger, and that's pretty serious, right? But here's the thing. What kind of danger is she in? Or is this just another way to live the high life on the taxpayer's dime? But speaking of spending, Tiffany's got an answer for that too. She says everything she's done is totally legit. But where's the receipts, Tiffany? Where's the papers, the documents that say it's right? Well, Tiffany's pointing fingers at the trustees, saying they're the real problem. In Tiffany's world, she's the hero trying to help the people, and these trustees are the real villains standing in her way. So who's telling the truth? Tiffany's saying all this isn't about her actions at all. No, she's claiming it's all political. In her words, this whole FBI investigation, the lawsuits, the accusations, it's all just a big conspiracy to get her kicked out of office. So is she really the target of some master plan? Or is this just a way to dodge responsibility? Let's not forget about all those fancy trips and luxury hotels. Tiffany's got an explanation for that too. When people started talking about her first-class flights and five-star stays, she was quick to defend herself, claiming that it's a necessary part of being mayor. Now, Tiffany is also dealing with a bunch of lawsuits from former employees. But guess what? She's saying those are just more attacks from her enemies. So in Tiffany's eyes, these aren't wronged employees, they're just pawns in this big game to bring her down. But y'all thought that Tiffany was the only one in trouble? Think again, because her ex-BFF Keith Freeman is now center stage in all this drama too, and he's got a whole lot to say. With the bankruptcy fraud charges hanging over his head, Freeman decided to play ball with the FBI. But is he telling the whole truth, or just enough truth to save his own skin? Keith Freeman used to be Tiffany's right-hand man, her go-to guy for everything. But now he's singing like a canary to the FBI, and what he's saying could blow this whole case wide open. Freeman's been charged with bankruptcy fraud. That's some serious stuff. But instead of keeping quiet, he's decided to cooperate with the investigators, and guess what? He's spilling all the tea about Tiffany's spending habits. Freeman's been with Tiffany since she became mayor. He was there for all those fancy trips and expensive dinners. So if he's talking to the FBI, you know he's got some stories to tell. And get this, Tiffany's lawyers are using Freeman as part of their defense strategy. They're saying Tiffany was new to the whole mayor thing and had to rely on Freeman to make all the money decisions. It's like they're trying to paint Tiffany as the innocent newbie who didn't know any better, who was taken advantage of by Keith Freeman. But here's where it gets interesting. Freeman's not going to take that fall. No, he's cooperating with the FBI. It definitely could be bad news for Tiffany. If Freeman knows where all the financial skeletons are buried, Tiffany could be in some serious trouble. Some folks are saying that Tiffany is trying to use Freeman as a scapegoat, throw him under the bus to save herself. But is that really going to work? I mean, Freeman was right there with Tiffany for all those big spending decisions. If he starts telling the FBI everything he knows, Tiffany might not be able to play that innocent card anymore. It'll definitely be his word against hers, though, and that gives you a 50% chance if there's not a lot of evidence. But Freeman could shed light on how Tiffany's been running things in Dalton, too. Was she really as hands-off as she claims, or did she know exactly what was going on with the town's finances? Some people are saying this whole thing is part of a bigger political game, like maybe Freeman's being used as a pawn to bring Tiffany down. And some are saying it's just justice finally catching up to both of them. But either way, one thing's for sure and two things for certain. Keith Freeman's role in this drama is far from over. His cooperation with the FBI could be the key to unlocking the truth about what's really going on in Dalton. And for Tiffany? Well, she might be realizing that her former right-hand man could end up being her biggest problem. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say the missing millions of dollars. Tiffany claims she's been raining cash on Dalton, but the town's wallet is looking drier than the Sahara Desert. So where's the money? Tiffany Henyard has been bragging about bringing in some serious dough for Dalton. We're talking big bucks here, $15 million to be exact. That's a whole lot of zeros. But is Tiffany really bringing in all this cash? And if she is, then why is Dalton still struggling? Let's break it down. Tiffany's out here saying that she's the moneymaker. She's the one bringing home the bacon for the community. She's telling everyone who will listen that she's got the magic touch when it comes to getting funds. But it's not adding up. While Tiffany's talking about all this money she's bringing in, Dalton's got a $2 million deficit. The town's in the red, and not just a little bit. $2 million is still a lot of money, even when you're talking about a town. We're talking about a hole so big you could drive a truck through it. So how does this all work? Tiffany says she's bringing in millions, $15 million, but the town's bank account is saying something completely different. How's that gonna work? But Tiffany's got an explanation for this too. She's pointing fingers at the trustees again, saying they're the ones who have messed things up. So according to Tiffany, she's bringing in the money, but the trustees aren't paying the bills. Y'all, what's really going on in Dalton? Is Dalton struggling to make ends meet while Tiffany's living it up? Who's making the real money decisions? It's not just about the spending. People are starting to ask some serious questions about where all this money Tiffany claims to be bringing in is really going. Is it actually helping the community? Is it even really being brought in, or is it just padding someone else's pockets? Some folks are saying that Tiffany is using her position to benefit herself more than the town. They're looking at all these personal expenses charged to township credit cards and wondering if Tiffany's got her priorities straight. Is she really looking out for Dalton, or is she just looking out for herself as number one? Don't get me wrong, bringing in $15 million for your community sounds good, but if that money is not actually helping the people it's supposed to help, then what's the point? Dalton is still struggling, bills are still not getting paid, and the deficit is getting bigger. Meanwhile, Tiffany is living large, telling everybody she's doing a great job. So somebody please tell us, where's the $15 million going? I don't think Dalton's coffers are seeing it. Is it getting lost along the way? Is it even reaching the town? Why isn't it making a difference? Something is definitely fishy here in Dalton, and the FBI is following the scent to find out. All these financial questions keep piling up, and Tiffany's got a lot of explaining to do. She might be claiming innocence and crying that there's a setup, but the numbers don't lie. And right now, those numbers are telling a different story than the one Tiffany's trying to sell. So, is Tiffany Henyard innocent or guilty? The jury's still out, but one thing's for sure. This drama is far from over. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more piping hot tea. Until next time, this is Hot Gossip signing off. Stay fabulous, besties. Bye!